costly break by Hotshot Blue Chip, who trails the field. So Muscle Hill is in control, and Explosive Matter drafts right in behind for that perfect trip. And these two have a bit of separation on Symphonic Hanover, 2 lengths further back in third. Triumphant Caviar contends to crank the top trio in fourth. The Chancellor on the outside fifth. Cal Chips Brute is sixth to his inside, 55 seconds for the half-mile marker. So Muscle Hill yet to see any pressure as they head onto the far turn. Explosive Matter waiting as long as possible is right there a tighter second. Symphonic Hanover third. Here comes Triumphant Caviar. He's first over on the outside, about 4 lengths from the lead. Cal Chips Brute is locked in on the inside. Then the Chancellor and Federal Flex third over, and Muscle Hill opens up to a 2-length lead. Explosive Matter looking to trot with him in second as they come past 3/4, 123 flat. Muscle Hill looking to take him all the way at the top of the stretch. Explosive Matter now with 2.5 lengths to make up is chasing in second, an eighth of a mile from the wire, and it is Muscle Hill who's striving clear for Brian Sears. Explosive Matter is racing in second. Symphonic Hanover third. Muscle Hill going away with every stride. Operation Hambletonian complete. It's Muscle Hill 150-1, equaling the world record.
On the muscle and king of the hill. What a performance today for Muscle Hill, winning his 13th straight, solidifying his greatness in taking the 84th Hambletonian.
Kenny, it couldn't have worked out any differently, and there's a look at winning trainer Greg Peck. What a day for him.
Cheer up, Greg. It's okay now.
Now you can smile, Greg. He wins the Peter Houghton for the 2-year-old trotting colt, so he's got the Winter Book favorite for next year's Hambletonian, and today he wins the Hambletonian with, to me, one of the greatest trotters of the last quarter of a century. And I know Brian just kind of laid the whip on his rear end there, but all he did was that. This horse was well within himself at 150-1, equaling the world record that was also equaled earlier today by Lucky Jim.
Well, Brian Sears was in a photo to win the Oaks. He had no worries about it this time. He was clear. I think Donna Brothers is the only one close to him. Donna?
Brian, I sure appreciate you not making it such a close call this time for me. It was really hard to tell in the Oaks, but you clearly won the Hambletonian. You're the first driver to ever win the Hambo Oaks and the Hambletonian, and this is your first Hambletonian. I mean, how amazing.
Yeah, it's very humbling, you know, to win such prestigious races on a day like today. You know, I couldn't be happier.
Well, you've had a pretty amazing 6 years, but a Hambletonian win is really sort of the crowning jewel. Does this kind of feel like an omission on your resume has been filled?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, a lot of people have always mentioned that I haven't won the Hamble and the Hambletonian Oaks and runner-up a few times in the Hambletonian Oaks, but, you know, I knew I had the horse this year to get it done, and I never had any doubt, really, in the confidence that I have in this horse.
Speaking of that, you decided to go ahead from that one post position and lead and go straight to the lead. They weren't soft fractions, 27-1 for the first quarter. Were you confident throughout?
Yeah, this horse has just been waiting for me to call on him. I knew he was sitting on a big one, and he didn't let me down.
This gives trainer Gregory Peck, or Greg Peck, also his first Hambletonian win. What's it mean to get that for him?
You know, he's a great guy. He's done a great job. He won the Peter Houghton this afternoon also. It's just amazing the year he's having.
Amazing the year you're having, too.
Yeah, it is a dream, that's for sure.
Congratulations. Go celebrate.
Thank you, Donna. What a performance today. Brian Sears, like clockwork with Muscle Hill, and perhaps his most impressive victory yet on the biggest stage, the biggest day of harness racing, the Hambletonian, Muscle Hill, all by himself. And Greg Peck, who had been reserved, well, not cheering as much as his kids, but we'll talk to him when he comes back. In a familiar position, Muscle Hill on his way to the winner's circle for the 13th straight time. I don't know if it's been a sweeter trip than this, though. He's on his way to the Hambletonian winner's circle, tying a world record in winning convincingly. Explosive Matter, a distant second. Cal Chips Brute finishing third. Greg Peck awaits to see his horse's name up there, the winning trainer, and there it is, 2009, Muscle Hill. They got it there quick, didn't they, Greg? Coming in, they already knew, though, that you were certainly the one to beat. You have been rather reserved. You didn't even cheer as much as your son when we saw you on camera right after they crossed the line.
Well, you know, you have to have composure, and even though you're inside, it was quite a feeling. And you know what? I just can't help but think of home. My father, Bernie, and my mother, Grace, and, you know, they gave me a great grounding. My father was great with trotters, and he was ahead of his time. So it's nice for them. It really is.
Even though Explosive Matter got the perfect pocket trip behind Muscle Hill, at what point in this race did you feel confident knowing that you were home first?
Midway around the last turn, I could see Ronnie tapping Explosive Matter, and I knew at that point, I know what Muscle Hill is like. When Brian steps on the gas, he is like that sports car that just goes into overdrive and does it easily.
What a day for you, Hambletonian champion, and then Winter Book favorite for next year's Hambletonian champion, Holiday Road.
It's humbling to think that, because when Holiday Road went...
Everything is perfect. Everything is perfect. And I have to interrupt you because we have to go down now for the Winner's Circle presentation. Greg will be there shortly. Let's go to Ken.
Thanks, guys. I'm having a party. You going to be around?
All right. All right, we apologize for the technical difficulties there, but as we take a look now at the trophy presentation.
That is one of the owners of Muscle Hill. That is Jerry Silva, who the last several years, and I'm going to go like the last decade or so, has owned some of the greatest harness horses in history, and now he owns another one. And certainly, Kenny, a horse that has to be stamped as one of the greatest trotters in at least a quarter of a century.
We talked earlier about this can be the race that certainly puts you in the history books, maybe puts a horse on his way to be mentioned among the all-time greats. Muscle Hill does it, tying a world record today. What a dominant performance by the horse that everyone expected to win. He delivered big. Muscle Hill, his 13th straight to win the 84th edition of the Hambletonian. And coming up next, it's America's favorite summertime sports, the women's final of the AVP Crux Hermosa Beach Open, coming up next on NBC. Everyone came to cheer for Muscle Hill today. They do not leave disappointed as he wins the Hambletonian. For Gary Seibel, Donna Brothers, and Ken Workington, I'm Kenny Rice. Thanks for watching, everyone, and so long from the Meadowlands. The day belongs to Muscle Hill.